Y'all can see me?
Oop, oop. Where's the Zoom box? Here we go. I'm going to go full screen. And I'll be going in now. So I'm going to start in 5, 4. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. You are checking us out. We are here live, and we are doing our live show right here on, I guess would be Philly Funk TV, which is related to, of course, our radio station, Philly Funk Radio, at www.phillyfunkradio.com. And I have, of course, with me joining me tonight, I have Mr. Van Stone. Van, how you doing tonight? Oop. Hold up. Go ahead. Start again.
I said I'm doing fine and got a great day today. Van Stone, Philadelphia. And we're here, of course, with candidate Warren Bloom for mayor. Throwing it back to you, Jerry.
And yes, like you said, we of course have the one and only Mr. Warren Bloom. And Warren actually did he got media attention today. And we're going to show this to you right now. And his announcement. So check this out right here on our live show.
Well, the field of Democrats now running to be Philadelphia's next mayor now stands at 9 with the entry today of a former candidate. The action cam was in Mantua this morning as the Reverend Warren Bloom Sr. announced his bid for the city's top elected office. Bloom ran in 2019 as well and kicked off his campaign in a rather unique way today by dancing, urging everyone to, quote, get down to help the city stand back up. Well, Bloom joins these 8 other candidates in an ever more crowded Democratic primary field ahead of next year's election to succeed current Mayor Jim Kenney.
All right. So yeah, Warren was actually on TV. Actually, Warren, you were just on again, right?
Yes, I'll send you guys the new link. I downloaded the app, and so they just ran another one that's a little different than the original one, the first one they sent. And again, I expect to be on at 11. But again, I want to thank everybody who really helped pull this off. I want to thank Percy Custis and Jasmine Custis, his daughter, from James Schuler, and of course the doctor, Arlene Pritchett. She is now part of our new team and coalition, and she did the introduction for me. But I want to really thank again the Honorable Lucian Blackwell, the Honorable Janie Blackwell, Honorable Bob Brady, and DA Larry Krasner, and the former Mayor Michael Nutter, and the SEPTA union workers, and of course Darrell Clark, Michael Nutter. I would like to thank the City Council President Darrell Clark, and Michael Nutter, and Senator Anthony Hardy Williams, Senator Vincent Hughes, and Representative Rick Krajorski, and Mayor, of course, Jim Kenney, who was the first public official to give me some encouragement when I first ran for office back in 2003. He was the only council member to tell me, said, Warren, you ran a good race. And that's really began my respect for Jim, because out of all the elected officials and council members, he really encouraged me by saying I ran a good race. And that really felt good to me. And he and I have always been, on the best of terms since then. And of course, you, Jerry, all the work you're doing. I'm telling you, they say the teamwork makes the dream work.
And of course, you left out
the most important person.
terrible.
I'm sorry. Of course, Van Stone, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, at least he didn't leave me out, so I'm good.
And let me just add one other name that wasn't there. It does get a little close because of former Mayor Michael Nutter. You didn't mention, you said SEPTA union worker, but you didn't say Darrell T. Nutter Sr. That's very important. That's a cousin.
Okay, because what I have. Right. Exactly. I'm going to say that again.
Yes, please.
Union worker Darrell T. Nutter Sr.
Yes, very important. Very important. Because we had talked today briefly when the other minister was here, Paulette, and she also did the great introduction coming in. And some of the work may not be seen. So that's why, as a professional yourself, you're a media professional. I want to bring some very important things out for our viewers and listeners. So it's not like you have the advantage because you are presently a professional media and television. You're not getting any special favors or anything. So this is, a lot of hard work in order to get these things done. They call this, when they think you have a special favor, they call it in sports a ringer. They've already set up, you're just in, you're too old, and, it's all fixed. But in this case, we are really working hard. Myself, of course, professional in television and radio. We have Jerry Wilson, professional television and radio. And for the first time in a long time, I have to really give the three of us really credit for being out in the field, boots on the ground. We've been reaching out. We're supporting you, Cannon Bloom, and it's not an easy thing to do. That's why I want you to really get right into what you have to say as far as running the campaign, and what people really need to know, especially today. You're the ninth person,
yes,
that public media mainstream has announced, but that does not mean that you did not announced before. So,
right.
We appreciate Channel 6. We're waiting for the rest of the mainstream stations to join in. ABC is here. We need Channel 10. We need Channel 3. We're waiting for WHYY. We're waiting for
Fox
Tribune.
29.
We're waiting for Fox 29. We're waiting for Philadelphia Sun. We're waiting for, the University City Review. So there's just so many media that really hasn't picked up on this, and you're there. And now you're past the starting block. You are actually racing alongside where fair enough affairs should be what it is.
Yes, I thank you again. I was looking for some of my notes I had. I originally said, Jerry, to the news cameras, I wanted to speak from my heart, but I had the notes just to help me stay focused, and on message. But what I can just really say again is that the problem with the other candidates is, and pay attention to this, guys. Out of all the 8 candidates, none of them have said what is the most important question, Jerry. Why do they want to be mayor? Why do you want to be mayor? Why do you want to be mayor? And none of them probably could not answer that. It's almost like a trick question, but it's really politics 101. But it's a simple answer to it. And if somebody was to ask me, why do I want to be mayor? Not what solutions you have, because people get confused. But the simple reason and the right reason to want to be a public official or to to serve in any office. That's the term. It's just the first answer is simply to serve. Plain and simple. I want to serve. And now once that's established, now you can ask how do you want to serve, or how do you feel, how are you going to accomplish your goals, and you build on that.
Okay, I'm going to throw it back to Jerry with this. Guess what, Jerry? You may not have heard the audio when Channel 6 played the announcement today. But what was fantastic, you saw candidate Bloom dancing. And he actually did something which was unique. That's why, hopefully, as we're supporting him, he will be known as the popular candidate, because that's a down-to-earth person that people can, realize it's all about fun as well. So he has challenged a dance battle to all of the candidates who want to win. I hope that we have something like that. That would be kind of really fun. That the candidates, if they're viewing and get the message, I wish that would have played through in the audio. And then now during the campaign, we could picture Warren Bloom and the dance off against all of the other candidates individually or all at the same time. So hopefully we keep pushing that. Candidate Warren Bloom, and also it was a nice announcement, Reverend Bloom. So I mean, there's a lot of things that's really I feel pretty good about. That's coming out, for the community to know about you, because this is something people can relate to. So far, you're the only minister in the race this year. And we're hoping for other history-making things to come up in the future. We're not going to mention it now, but we had a long talk about some other stuff. But right now, that's history as well. I believe you're the most recent candidate who's a reverend in Philadelphia that's also running for mayor.
Yes, and again, I, of course, being ordained minister now, being ordained, which is, gives me more authority. I looked up the biblical meaning of the numerics, the biblical numerics, Jerry, of 9. And of course, 9 is a very powerful number in Jewish and biblical terms. But basically, and I don't have the exact definition on me, but I want to embellish on it as soon as I get it. But it really means completion. And 9 is the highest number from 1 to, after 8. And then you go into 10. But 9 has a very unique position. It means completeness, not in finality, but completeness to continue a cycle. Our complete cycle, and it's really finality. And I'm going to break it down even more when I get. I don't have the articles right in front of me to read all the specifics of it, but I believe it has very relevant significance when it comes down to destiny.
Okay, and I'm gonna pass it to Jerry. But when you start that, here's what's interesting. I hope that we get the viewers, especially those who are the ministers. I'm just repeating what you said. The three-headed monster, one of the monsters are the churches, and the churches has responsibility. I'm not talking about all the churches, but the particular, leaders with titles of the churches. They should be able to join in that topic, and when it comes to numbers, because actually completion is very interesting. It starts with the number 7. Then you just brought out the number 9, and there's also the number 10. And there's all these meanings in these numbers. So for you to bring out number 9, that is like a real good learned thing. So I look forward to you bringing that out, because most of the ministers are familiar with 7, which means the completion, and 10, which means completion. But I want to go Jerry in. So it looks like he might have something to say while we're having a short segment, of course, today. We're very busy. Well, maybe he doesn't. He's doing other stuff. So we can continue on. So you go ahead with that.
Yeah, so we talked about the three-headed monsters.
Sorry about that. I'm back.
That's all right.
Wow.
So you want to comment. You can go ahead and comment on whatever you want to say.
No, what I was going to ask you, Warren, is now that you formally, officially announced your candidacy, what are going to be your first campaign stops?
Well, I think I would like to, and I found some of the articles and stuff where I grabbed. I do want to be engaging, and there was a conjecture whether or not I should be on public transportation. Someone suggested that I should follow in the steps of an Ed Rendell, who was known to be up early in the morning working the major L stops, and for instance, the L stop in Frankfurt, 69th Street, at the Alany Center, Alany Avenue, and Patterson Street, where citizens are just entering on, and you have an opportunity to shake their hand as they're getting on or are getting off of the subway platforms. Being the fact that Ed Rendell wasn't in a pandemic, I think the dynamics have changed, and so we need to take that into consideration. However, I probably will be wearing a mask, more just to set a precedent, but I'm going to have it where it's either where it doesn't really cover my face. I'm going to see if I can find something that's a little transparent or something that will be unique. However, once started.
But let me just share this. That's pretty much outdated as a suggestion. We are in 2022.
Yeah.
And in 2022, it's not safe. And safety first. And you're the asset.
Right.
You're the most important person. So if the city is dependent on you to win and something happens to you and you get shot or stabbed, which is just going, which is wrong with this city right now. Just a few minutes ago, and we're talking about what happened this morning on I-95. Here's a person who's out in the street shooting along I-95 where there's children in buses, and nearby there's the subway. So it's an outdated suggestion. I hope whoever made that, that suggestion or advice to you gets to really, pay attention to where we are today in the show. Meanwhile, what I understand what you're going to do, which is safe, is being your own vehicle and go from point to point and primarily be where the police districts are. Because even though people are crazy, they do shooting right there where the police station is, but it's more safer to be in your vehicle. And you're going to have a blowhorn with a recorded message. Is that how that's going to go from place to place?
Yeah, we want to use the advantage of the technology, like you suggested, of using sound systems, and we can strategically place them in a way where I don't necessarily have to leave the safety of that vehicle, but I can the loop. And I'm looking forward to getting my van wrapped with the image there, and be more engaging. And you can give shout outs too,
Correct.
While you're in the van, and make it more personable.
And imagine how far you can hear this, or if businesses or people in school or whatever, they still can hear it. How many people you can reach? So many more than standing there hoping to shake somebody's hand, and then what they're going to do with the handshake. So again, that's why we having the technology that we're using, and of course, actually, this is a piggyback off of you. You're an innovator with this. You have been doing this method, with the horn. Most people wait until the election day, and then you hear them running all up the street.
Right.
But you know what? According to voters, that's a nuisance on that day. But the candidates have no choice because they are nervous. They have to try the last minute. What I appreciate is how your method is going to be from location to location with the horn. It's not going to be a nuisance. It's going to be an attention getter and people need that now. That's why you got the modern, you got the modern suggestions.
Yeah, yeah. When Edwin Dell was doing that, they didn't have social media. Social media wasn't like it is today,
Correct.
and so that's the other
Right.
event. We have the social media can level the playing field. But yeah, but the more and more I'm talking about it, I want to use. I'm using sound right now. Again, some of you might be able to see the device that's on my ear right now. I am really programming and enforcing my subconscious with positive affirmations and using technology stealth, which is really ahead of its time. That subliminal messaging and repeated messaging can be very effective and set
Yes.
a mindset that now I think, yeah, we're really going to take this thing to another level.
Right. Exactly. Need that technology, show the young people how to do it. How we're doing on time, by the way, Jerry? How we doing?
We're about to wrap up shortly. I will let you know.
But
All right, well, yeah, well,
that's
let
do
me,
our 10-minute warning.
yeah, well, let
I
me
didn't
just
get
talk
it yet.
about, well, let me get,
You didn't, the warning didn't come up yet?
Not yet.
Oh,
all right,
so
well,
we got
let's
more
say,
than 10 minutes.
Oh, don't worry.
I'm
I'll
really,
let you know.
Oh,
because
yeah.
really
Oh,
what
okay. Thank
I do,
you.
Now watch. Now that you
when
said something, it's
you know,
going to pop up.
so when
Okay.
you, let me just say this, uh, when you're doing these live newscasts, you only have a certain amount of time. You know what I mean? I've gotten 30 seconds so far. That's a lifetime in TV. 30 seconds. That's a full length commercial, and all my ads are at least 30 seconds. Now, but really, I was saying is that the salvation of the city rests on the shoulders of uh, responsible, every one of us, really, every responsible person, whether young or old. And I would be telling a story if I said I could solve this thing all by myself. No, we're going to have to work together and and support each and every person that has to simply stand up to their responsibility and and make the city uh, the safe place it needs to be. And I talked about, of course, the most important factor is our future, and that means our children, which are our future. And small crimes become big crimes. I'm demanding that parents know where your children are. You may have heard today that uh, the new 10 o'clock curfew is now going to be extended year round for
Okay.
teenagers.
All right. And let me just add this back. I know that one of the things you mentioned earlier was about ending poverty, which is a major problem in Philadelphia, and also reducing crime. But here's a third issue that we're going to look forward to you mentioning, reducing hunger. So with the three-headed monster, we can talk about those three things: poverty, crime, and hunger. And right now, Philadelphia, I mean, you even mentioned to me the other day, it wasn't a necessity for you to go out where they were giving away food
Right,
at one of the local churches, one of the congregations. But
right.
it's a necessity every week and every day. You know, some people they actually time the days and the spots where there's free food. Hunger is really a real serious problem here in Philadelphia. So I wanted to hear your comment on that, how that is going to, be dealt with as you're running your campaign.
Yeah, I think I want to step up and really galvanize the food sharing programs uh, during our the summer. There there's some agencies and organizations now, Jerry, that have are now offering in-home services that they will bring you literally quality foods. Most of you know about these Wheels on Mills and stuff like that. That some of that food quality is so poor and so nasty. It's ridiculous. But the organization I can't think of it right now. But they have a program right now. Believe it or not, they will come to your home and help prepare your food. and this is Quality Foods. And I'm going to follow up with that information. But with all the different food organizations that's here in Philadelphia, I think we can make them work a lot more efficiently. And I'm also committed also to sharing the wealth of this office. That's really most important. I may not be able to feed each and every homeless person in Philadelphia, but I'm just speaking in context now. But I want to do everything I can to reduce hunger in Philadelphia and feed as many people as I can. I think we can do a much better job if we work and coordinate way that people are now, like you're saying, receiving food on a daily basis with a lot of the churches and organizations and their fresh foods and vegetables that people can have a much better quality of life through nutrition.
Right, I appreciate that. And speaking of fresh foods, I'm gonna piggyback off of Fresh Grocer. Fresh Grocer. So, and the reason why I'm bringing Fresh Grocer in is because, well, we know one of the candidates, Jeff Brown, one of the 9 now. Of course, he's the wealthy person with the ShopRite. At the same time, he can't have the monopoly of all the grocery stores.
10-minute warning.
Thank you.
Yes.
Fresh Grocer, which is very interesting, is also known as an active entity with food and hunger, and actually is a willful participant in those who really present themselves the right way to corporate to be able to come and establish themselves and share information. And so we have established a new coalition here, which is called the Delaware Valley Coalition Philly, or Delaware Valley Coalition Philadelphia. And with that coalition, we're looking for citywide for people to participate simply and join that coalition. And one of the things we are going to be doing with, of course, you, Warren Bloom, myself, Van Stone in the lead, and of course, Jerry as well, is finding ways to go to those markets who will receive us and be in there and be able to also give away food and other things. So can you piggyback on that? Because right now, I understand you're working on with the coalition to try to be in the fresh grocer markets.
Yes, I am I've reached out to Fresh Grocers corporate headquarters to get access that we can come in and share things from our community and things we want to achieve in the community, and that concerns not only health and nutrition, but services to the shoppers who frequent these stores. You have to get a certain amount of clearance because there are liability issues when you have to bring in certain setups, but they will allow you to have a table set up and pass out materials and even certain items and products that will, again, help people have good nutrition.
Okay. And most of our listeners and viewers, they really need to get to know more about what the Delaware Valley Coalition Philadelphia is. We're going to have, hopefully, scheduled next week, our first meeting, and it's going to be online. So it's going to be accessible. We cover the entire Delaware Valley. And of course, Philadelphia is the Delaware Valley. We're going to go back into the history. People who have history in Philadelphia explain that. And that is really going to be empowering, so we're trying to empower whether we're dealing with the vote.
And of course, we're about to wind up. It's important right now that since I've been ordained, it's the job for every real minister to try to instruct or disciple another minister. We've gotten rid of all these protocols and red tape around people becoming licensed ministers and ordained ministers. The program we have now, Jerry, is going to be very effective in empowering people. A true leader empowers others. And you teach a man to fish, he can fish for himself. And we want to get rid of all this red tape and people who want to serve and their gifts and stuff like that, the God-given talents. We want to have opportunity where people will be able to receive class, instruction, and teaching, and ordination in ministry.
Right. And between us, I don't know how many years. I know I have over 30 years in the ministry. And of course, I wrote a book. I'm an author, How to Become a Better Minister. And with the training materials from that book, primarily the education part is going to come from that book. And then you have how many years? You got a lot of years too.
Sorry, we're actually about to lose the feed.
Okay.
So
but I would
very
say
briefly,
thank you, everybody. And again, stay tuned. Again, spread the word. Word of mouth still beats all technology. We need everybody to remember to do the right thing. Vote for Bloom in the spring. If you're tired of the gloom, vote for Bloom. But we're going to have so much more offering. Thank you, and Sam, for your help. And having you on.
All right. Back to you, Jerry.
So we're wrapping up. So we will be back probably over the weekend, maybe Monday, Tuesday. And we'll be following Warren's candidacy. And hopefully we'll see this man in the mayor's office. All right. By the way, if anybody wonders why I'm kind of stuttering, it's because I can hear myself, and it's very distracting. So anyway, thank you for joining me, everybody. Have a good weekend. Have a good weekend, Warren. Have a good weekend, Van.
All right.
All right. Thanks for joining us, everybody.